Hey! So, you're here seeking information about homeschooling. I might not be much of a psychic, but I can sense your disappointment with the public school system, and it seems you're exploring alternative paths. After watching this video, you'll definitely have a clearer idea if homeschooling is the best option for you. There are 3 methods of homeschooling available. Method 1. One parent assumes the role of a full-time tutor to cover all the necessary subjects for the student. This method is the most cost-effective option available. However, it does come with a drawback, as the parent responsible for tutoring won't be able to pursue a full-time job. Additionally, this parent would need to be capable of effectively teaching subjects such as math, English, physics, calculus, and all other necessary topics that are required by the student. This normally leads to a parent busting their brain out to remember things they did not do for years. Method 2. This involves parents hiring qualified tutors to teach the necessary subjects. This method is the most common option we've encountered in the Caribbean, as most parents express a lack of patience to teach their own children and are unwilling to give up their careers to become full-time tutors. This approach eliminates the drawbacks discussed in Method 1. However, it is the most expensive option, and only financially well-off parents can afford it. Method 3. In this approach, both parent and tutor collaborate. This method significantly reduces costs and eliminates the necessity for a parent to leave their full-time job. Recently, this method has gained popularity and is swiftly becoming the primary choice at Caribbean tutors for parents. This approach ensures a balance in all aspects. Parents aren't overwhelmed trying to recall how to solve simultaneous equations, and they don't lose their patience from being at home all day. Now that you understand the methods in which you can go about homeschooling, let's take a deeper look into the pros and cons before making the shift to homeschooling. One of the main reasons why most parents shift to homeschooling is because of bullying. This issue has persisted for a long time and shows no signs of disappearing. Some parents have reached their limit, with one parent expressing the need to shift to homeschooling to avoid potential legal consequences. This parent went further to explain that dropping off her son at school felt more like sending him off to fight a war. I could relate to what this parent was saying because this school was consistently in the news and papers for violent incidents. These were not minor fistfights. They involved weapons. If bullying is the reason you're considering homeschooling, 2 main pros in your case would be your child's peace of mind and your freedom from worrying about what's happening when you drop them off at school. Shifting to homeschooling completely eliminates bullying, creating a safer and more comfortable environment for your child to flourish. Next, we address juvenile delinquency. Trinidad has held the highest crime index in the Caribbean for the past decade, closely followed by Jamaica. It's no surprise that Trinidad currently has the most clients with us for homeschooling, followed by Jamaica. Juvenile delinquency correlates with bullying, and most of our past clients expressed concern about their children heading down the wrong path. Here are some real-life examples of what prompted parents to start homeschooling with us. Example 1. One mom transitioned entirely to homeschooling when her son was caught skipping class to smoke weed. Not only was he smoking weed, but he was also selling it, hiding it in his geometry set. This event brought a lot of shame to her and made her realize the need to prevent it from happening again. She also emphasized that she had a certain image to maintain, one that didn't involve being known as the mother of a drug addict. The advantages of homeschooling in this scenario are that the possibility of students encountering drugs or alcohol is much lower, and there is no negative influence from other children. Example 2. One time, a dad called to say he had a good feeling his daughter was turning out to be a little, the word that rhymes with hut. He mentioned he wasn't ready to be a grandfather and expressed the urgency to start homeschooling as soon as possible to avoid teenage pregnancy. As you can see, juvenile delinquency is a very broad category, and those are just some examples. If your specific reason differs significantly from these, consider whether homeschooling would solve the problem. Another advantage where homeschooling could work in your favor is if you hold certain religious beliefs that differ from the values taught at your child's school. I've encountered numerous parents who chose homeschooling for this reason. Let's now compare the academic excellence achievable in homeschooling to that in the public school system. Homeschools, by definition, have better teacher-to-student ratios than public schools, which means that homeschooled students benefit from one-on-one attention. Also, in a homeschool, the parents control the curriculum, which means parents can ensure the content is worthwhile. This isn't possible at school because the classes are too large, and they also need to follow a general syllabus that every other student follows. Now, let's go over the cons associated with homeschooling. 1. Limited socialization. Homeschooled children might have fewer opportunities for social interaction with peers, potentially impacting their social development and exposure to diverse perspectives. 2. Parental time and commitment. Homeschooling demands significant time and commitment from parents or guardians who act as educators, impacting their personal time and career pursuits. 3. Isolation and lack of peer learning. Homeschooled children might miss out on the group dynamic and shared learning experiences found in traditional school settings. 4. Financial costs. Like we touched on before, homeschooling can be very costly when compared to the free public school system. 5. The parent-child dynamic. Homeschooling can impact the parent-child relationship. The dynamics might shift as the parent takes on the role of the educator, potentially affecting the parent-child relationship in unexpected ways. Remember, these cons can vary significantly depending on individual circumstances, dedication, and resources available to the homeschooling family. Many families successfully navigate these challenges and find homeschooling to be a rewarding educational experience for their children. After watching this video, I hope it's clearer for you to decide whether to shift to homeschooling. In the next video below, we'll discuss how to properly transition your child from the Ministry of Education system to homeschooling.